All right, so Calvin Ridley just put out a tweet before I shot this video that he only gambled a total of 1,500. We'll see as the investigation goes, but more and more stuff coming out. So a lot more stuff came out after I shot the video, but I still hope you guys enjoy it. Cause I went deep into like mental health, what they use mental health and gambling. Just watch the video and just wanted to give a little bit more context because this is a little before the other tweets came out. So he said he only gambled a total of 1,500. Don't have a gambling problem, and still, what's the 1,500 worth missing the whole season? I don't know. They say he just gambled off his cell phone, probably did a little FanDuel, this and that. But hey, man, it's still gonna be questions out there. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hello everyone, this is Al Kabir, the analyst, and today I want to talk Calvin Ridley. He will be suspended at least a year. At least a year of no Calvin Ridley. Yeah, man, let's just talk about it. I want to get deep on this conversation. This is Al Kabir, the analyst. Calvin Ridley was gambling. I mean, what can I say? You know, people making jokes out of it like, hey, it's a win-win. He made millions on the field and off the field. Maybe even lost millions. Who knows, right? Calvin Ridley, to me, pretty established, young, played under Julio Jones. To me, he's a great route runner. He was one of those dudes that if we couldn't land one of those guys in the draft, now I see the draft is so loaded, really doesn't matter if we trade for Calvin Ridley or not. If he was one of those dudes we couldn't land, I believe he could have came in and been that veteran wide receiver that the Philadelphia Eagles needed. Now, should the Eagles still trade for him, knowing that? No, I don't think so. I mean, nah, unless Eagles play the long-term game, like we give them something now, because they don't want something. Give them like a 4th-round pick or something. Now you can get the guy for cheap, but the downside of it is that he's not going to be able to play a whole year. So we're going to have a guy for cheap who can't play the whole year. Now I'm not really feeling that. Now let's get deep on this topic, right? So Calvin Ridley, he sat out because mental health issues. Mental health issues, which is, very serious, and which can also be true. So what's going to end up happening is that people are going to use this as a talking point on why NFL players shouldn't sit out. You got guys like, of course, like Brandon Brooks and Lane Johnson and this and that. So now you got owners, probably coaches and other players. When players say that now, they possibly not going to take them serious. They're like, do you want to play this game or not? That's how they're going to look at it. And people will always use this talking point like, well, Calvin Ridley used mental health to not play, and he was gambling the whole time. What was he really counseling? What was he really doing? Which he could have been putting in the work to get his mind right. But at the same time, critics and detractors are going to say that mental health thing wasn't real. That mental health thing wasn't real. It probably was, but I'm saying that that's what the critics are going to say. Now you gave them another talking point, and this don't look good. This don't look good on the NFL, because now the NFL is probably going to have to make tough decisions. Do we fine these guys when they just sit out and then they claiming this mental health? Well, look what Calvin Ridley did. Do we let them sit out and take the backlash from the public if we fine these dudes? Like, what's next? What protocols and stuff the NFL is going to take when players want to take off for mental health issues? Because people, once again, they're going to use this. Not saying me, but people are going to use this to criticize players. And it's unfortunate. And yeah, man, it just is what it is. Once you're in the NFL, can't gamble. I mean, can't do it. You're going to at least miss a year. You can't do it because that's how you're going to rigging games. Now, also, I didn't even bring up this talking point. What if they be like, hey, he sat out because he played the under on himself that he was going to get a certain amount of yards for the year, and he just called it quits. Or maybe he had some like the Atlanta Falcons doing bad for the year, and he knew he was a big key piece, and maybe he just sat out because he wanted his money. And mind you, I didn't get the full details of the story of what he was gambling on, how he was gambling the games. You know, some people do the players, how much they're going to get to eat for the year, how much wins and losses the team going to get. Some people do game by game. Some people do stats. Some people do it all. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, the backlash of the mental health thing, and once again, it's unfortunate, and it's going to take. It's gonna. It's just gonna be a bad look. It's gonna be a bad look, and once again, the NFL, they probably gonna do something about it, as far as people just taking off. But hey, what do you think? How do you feel? Maybe I'm bugging out. Maybe I'm thinking in too deep. I told you I wanted to just go a little deep on this topic. Yeah. So will people send out for mental health? Will they be highly criticized now? You know, people don't really touch on the subject. When they do, they try to tread lightly because of the backlash. But now when you look at this, it's like, well, now we can go in a bit. We could go in a bit. But this is Al Kabir, the analyst. Ghost.